Hello, this is Dr. Wendy Rowley of the Wonder of Human Design YouTube channel in the playlist series, How to Align to the New Christ in the New Coming Death Bardo. This is the second episode. I'm going to get out of the way because we like to keep these short and sweet, and here we go. Oh, good day to you, dearest beings of light. I am Aliania of Cosmic Service, a Palladian Mother of Sound. Peace be with you, peace be with you, and peace be with you. Now these will get shorter. The intro was necessary. So these will be about 15 to 18 minutes each. Some will be shorter. In this one, we would like to talk more about those four keys and what else they are aligned to, because this was originally given from we're getting some sunshine coming through, so you're going to see some shadows and different things, and the way it is, we don't have a ring light directly in front, so it's natural light, so just go with that. Okay, so this one explained the spiritual anatomy from the soul coming in from the human perspective. We would like to describe the four keys of your spiritual nature from the spiritual perspective, from those of us who work with humans on the other side of the veil, in benevolence and grace, according to the divine intelligence of the Creator, if we may be so bold as to say. So the four keys are very different from our side. The key of union, the one on the other side of your inner torus, that's in the outer torus, that's aligned and within the 24th chromosome of your multidimensional spiritual connection to source, souls, and the system of planet, is, from our perspective, kind of like a key that allows the 24th chromosome to respond to the divine intelligence of the Creator. Because it is the divine intelligence of the Creator that allows, well, people call them codes of healing, codes of evolution. We call them codes of alignment. It is your proper alignment in the right heart, the right mind, and the right asking for help, healing, evolution, understanding of problems. It's that I don't know, I am willing to learn. What I have been doing is not working very well, and I need help. And that kind of an attitude allows an opening of your heart field and of your divine intelligence factor that is within the 24th chromosome. And it's like it sends a little vibration up to the soul groups in the greater field, and it sends a little vibration to the overarching divine intelligence connection there. And even though you're individual within a group of souls, the Supreme Being still recognizes you as the individual and sends those codes of change, those codes of being able to heal, those codes of alignment down to you so that your Christ healing spirit body begins to bring in actions and changes at the soul level. So that's how we see the union key. And the word union makes sense now. The key of belonging, which is what we named it, and she was taught it's either pretense or the valence. But she wasn't satisfied with that. She thought, if this anatomy is so divine and so beautiful, it must have something higher than that. And we suggested she start contemplating the word belonging. Because you can look with your spiritual nature in meditation at your spirit body and put up a picture of one and a picture of other and pull your energy off, give it a hello, plug it up to the Creator, ground it into the earth, align it up to the creational forces of the Creator, and ask for understanding. And your soul and spirit body will bring in different levels of light into those pictures for you to learn. She learned this in a healing school, and she thought it was the most fascinating thing she had ever seen. That we have these different ways of communing with the Creator and getting information, besides channeling. And so the key of belonging is the key that allows that to happen, again, through alignment. And we just thought that was something that you all would find fascinating. That when you get that aha of you knowing what to do, if you wake up from your sleep and you suddenly have an answer, if you're talking with someone and suddenly they give you some wisdom and your answer comes through them, through their soul, or if you just contemplate long enough and suddenly you figure it out. Your soul, through intuition, comes to you in many ways with answers. It can come in through looking at your spiritual anatomy, through your light fibers of your interim spirit body, which is the main one you all work with. It's the change body, allows the healing and the change, and you can see the changes and the grace coming in. And your main spirit body is the one you all are co-creating at the group level. Little techie, but that's for some people who are listening. So your ability to have that communication through intuition in all the many ways it can come happens through the key of belonging. The key of teaching sounds very like, okay, I know some spiritual things and now it's time to teach. No, the teaching comes from your golden akash, which is in for your higher self in the inner torus, but you have galactic wisdom of all that your soul learned in other planetary sojourns or experiences. And that is in your outer torus. And that's called your galactic benevolent akash. So you have your benevolent akash of your soul's wisdom. You have your ancestral benevolent akash of all the things your ancestrals learned. It's your group benevolent level at that level. You have your galactic akash of all you learned in planetary systems and creating and sojourning, if you want to go to that bigger picture. And you have your galactic enlightened planetary system ancestral akash, if we can say it that way, for the most succinct understanding, where you worked with groups of other planetary enlightened systems that as you maybe went into a new system and helped that. So there's these 4 levels of the benevolent akash, where your soul brings in wisdom and even some healing forces that it picks up through those experiences. So that's what comes through teaching. It is the wisdom that you learned in your benevolence of creating in the past. And once you are connected into that level, a level of teaching begins that your soul brings in. It's not from the human side, it's what your soul mission is. And it says, well, in this lifetime, you're going to teach this. Because from the collective consciousness at the outer periphery of the planet in what's called the field, that great benevolent place that feels like home and love, and it's what people say when they have a past life, or when they have a death experience where they were clinically dead for a little bit and they came right back. We recently said that's not actually going out the death path. That's a special path called the mock death path, or however you want to describe it, that the soul puts someone up in and down in for an experience of a different nature that can only be had in its correlation to the death bardo, where there's other creational energies that you don't access unless it's through that particular 3-day window of birth and death. And we've spoken about the birth bardo having the peace path in it, and now let us say that the death or end of incarnation 3-day bardo has connections to your benevolent akashes. Peace path, benevolent akashes, the beauty of the system. And this is why this one wanted to call her website The Wonder of Human Design, which she came up with the name back in 2005. Because more she kept studying, the more she was like, even as a doctor studying the body, she's like, how can someone not believe that there is a creator? This is just magnificent and amazing and adaptive. And then just spiritual anatomy is like, how can somebody not believe there's a creator? This is just magnificent. We are wonderful, and you are. So that's the key of teaching. It's your soul's mission, what you came to teach or learn or do. And that is actually something that begins more in your 60s. when you've accumulated your wisdom of life experience and maybe don't have all those pulls into that world. Oh, okay, with children and families or jobs or la la la. The system is designed in that way. The astral body forces of your spirit body increase as you go through life, which means your wisdom increases, but your etheric life force of the body forces decrease. The peak of the body is actually around 35, and then it begins its decrease. And that's part of the design. So that's why you need to, well, we don't mean to say need, but there needs to be a new appreciation in the United States for your seniors and all the wisdom that they have. And this will come fairly soon. All right, so the key of healing. It is, from your side, exactly as described. That Christ healing spirit body aligned with those intentions and that divine intelligence. And at your personal level, it's what's called your personal power. And in the collective level, in your interdimensional DNA, it's called divine intelligence. And that is, from our perspective, what is upgraded at the Great Shift. And that is what the key is, that has having the most upgrades and the most evolution at the Great Shift. For those reasons that she gave in the first video. To increase your healing abilities, a lot of sun, as you try to sit up, as you evolve through creation on the earth, and you evolve and your body evolves and your spirit body evolves and your interim spirit body evolves for millions of years. And it allows for healing upgrades, for new healing systems to come in, for the benevolence to be felt on the right decision, for the benevolence at the end of life, when you're shown your life review. We talk about that in previous series. You feel the benevolence on the right decision to do, coming from that Christ grid. Because all the grids are connected now. The Christ, the interim Christ, the soul master, Christ grid, soul mastery grid, interim Christ grid, soul creational grid, human consciousness grid, human akashic grid. Various levels for the same names, and the greater field where you all plug into the system with souls and hook into the divine intelligence of the creative source and the planetary system as creators. And all of these pathways are now connected, and that's unity field consciousness, and that is what we will continue to evolve into over the next couple 100,000 years. All right, that's a lot for this episode. Peace be with you. You are dearly loved. Expect benevolence in all you do, and we bid you adieu. This is Allie of Cosmic Service, who's just going to end this video. Bye-bye.